Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn's Car Collection, and we'll be right back with an 8th month update of my BMW M2. Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn's Car Collection, and here's the 8th month update on my BMW M2. I don't know if in my other videos I went over trunk space, so let's look at the trunk space. I think I may have done this before. You can fit a whole hockey bag here. The rear seats fold down. I don't know if you can see that. They're split fold down rear seats. I haven't folded them down yet. This is your battery. You don't have a spare tire, obviously. That's your stuff for the jack and the air pump. Battery. There's actually in the front of the car, open the hood, and there's a positive and negative terminal, just like the 1M, so you could plug in your battery there with the battery tender instead of leaving your trunk open. I always use this. I've had this for years. Since I had Corvettes, and this basically protects your fender. So for example, if I'm loading the hockey bag, I don't want this back layer of the trunk to get scratched right here. I just kind of put this down, and it's nice and soft on the other side. It's leather here, and whatever you put won't scratch it. It's actually a fender protector. It's from like the old American cars. I grew up on American cars, so if you were wrenching on your Camaro or Mustang, you put this on the fender, you can lay the tools right here, and it won't scratch up your fenders. So I use that for my hockey bag. Every time I put something in the trunk or the hockey bag, since it's big and bulky, I lay this across. So if the bag does hit here, it doesn't scratch the bumper. My E90 M3, literally when I first bought it, first time I put in a bag, I don't remember if it was my hockey bag or what, I got like a big scratch right here I could never get out. So, lesson learned. The old BMWs, like the E36s, you had the toolkit here. Obviously doesn't exist anymore. If you lock somebody in the trunk, they can obviously get out. As you already know, there's only one wheel option, or no wheel options. You get these 19-inch wheels on Michelin Pilot Super Sports. I love the Super Sport tires. They're great. I also love these blue brake calipers. Yes, Glenn, I have to clean them. They're ugly and disgusting and dirty. I wash my car constantly in the summer. When the winter comes, not so much. All right, this is we're inside the car now. I haven't started this M2 in at least a week, probably more than that. So let's put it in neutral. This is a 6-speed manual. We will press the start button. And voila. So it is 35 degrees. I'm almost out of gas. And let's see here. So I was right. I have 6670. I said I knew it was under 6700. So if you watch the 7th month review, which hopefully you've seen, if not, certainly watch that. I think I had about 6,500 miles. So I really haven't driven this much in the last couple of weeks, or in the last month. All right. Here's the 3 modes that it comes with: the drivetrain and suspension modes. Obviously, when you press these buttons, I'll press it right now, it'll appear on your iPad-looking screen up here. So that's sport mode. Usually, I think you have to hold it down or even press it a couple times. There we go. There's Sport Plus. You can tell a little plus here. If you go into the driving modes, into the settings, it'll actually differentiate whether you want that like for throttle or suspension. Now we're going back to this. I pressed comfort once, so it brought us from Sport Plus to Sport. I pressed it again, got into comfort mode. Now, if I remember correctly, in Sport Plus, it was still rev matching for me. I think what you have to do is actually go to the setting down here that takes all the nannies off. And then I think when that was off, I was able to, the track control was off, I was able to shift myself. I'll have to try that again. It's been a while since I did that. Again, I prefer to roam my own gears, but it certainly spoils you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Now when I drive the 1M or some of the other cars, I forget that I have to actually heel toe, and sometimes you forget to do it. All right. Another gloomy day in New Jersey, winter day. Luckily, this is rain and not snow. It's 35 degrees instead of 32. Obviously, that's Fahrenheit. I know we have a lot of people watching in a lot of different countries. I'm very happy with the Harman Kardon stereo. It's not Bang & Olufsen, it's not Meridian sound from a Range Rover, but for a mid-level stereo, I think it's very good. I also have that on the GLA 45, and I rate it the same way. This iDrive system is way better than the iDrive I have in my BMW 1M. I still prefer like my E90 M3, where I don't even have a nav screen, I just have the buttons. I use Waze, which I keep right here. I have it on my iPhone 6, put the iPhone 6 up into here, connect it with the USB so it stays charged, and there's my USB. And then I just use the Waze, and I also use a Waze and a radar detector, but I think the Waze is just a more useful navigation. Now, if you do use the navigation, you'll see actually the directions on the screen. That's pretty cool. I wish they had an option to do the HUD, like the BMW M3s or M4s, or just like the old M6 or M5s. That's not an option on this car. Now I'll press the button to make the mirrors fold out. But I mean, it's been great. I've had the car 8 months now. As you see, a little less than 7,000 miles. Here's your backup camera. I think in one of the videos I lost the lines for some reason. I'm sure it was something I did, and one of you subscribers had told me that it should have the lines, and I think I pressed a couple of buttons and I got it back. So now the backup camera is on. If I put it, say, in first gear, it should go away. I don't know why it's on. I'm sure it's something I'm doing. Usually the backup camera, I think, goes away when I stop. I might have to go to into first. Now I'm going forward. Okay, so now it went away. You have your settings in here. You can do music collections and everything. I haven't done that. I've probably adjusted the tone a little bit. They had the balances off, huh? I didn't realize that. I think they just honestly did that when I bought the car, and I probably haven't touched it since, to be honest with you. See, in sport mode here, so in sport mode, this is what I was talking before. If you go into Sport or Sport Plus, you can configure whether you want it to be the drivetrain or the chassis. So if you want the shocks to get stiffer, try to focus in here, you can make it just the chassis if you want. If you want the drivetrain, which is basically the throttle response, you could do that. So you can have the sharper engine, or you can have the chassis, whatever you prefer. So I keep it in both, but you can certainly play around with it. I know on my E90 M3, what I didn't like about it was when you had it in the throttle position, that power button, which didn't give you the extra horsepower like, say, the M5 and M6 did, the E60s. For the E90, E92 M3s, it kind of made the throttle a little too sharp. And I went across that car a couple times, and it was actually better with the regular throttle because you had a little more control of it. But I've had zero warranty issues. I had the one oil change that they do, if I remember correctly. I think it was around either 1,000 or 1,200 miles. So it tells me my next one is due at 10,000 miles roughly. I haven't beaten on the car, so it's actually saying more than 4,000. Now, I should get to that no problem within the 12 months that I bought the car, which was May 6th of 2016. But I always change the oil once a year, whether I really drive the car or not. So if I only had 3,000 miles on this car a year, which will certainly be more than that, I would still change the oil. I never really go more than 12 months without an oil change. BMW is part of the free service, because I typically don't put a lot of miles on the car just because I have a bunch of cars to drive. So that kind of limits it when you divide it. They will actually do a low mileage oil change. So if the service was every 10,000 miles and you've been 12 months, they'll do it even if you only drove the car 1,000 miles. So that's good to know. So that's really the update. 0 warranty issues. We've had 1 service so far. We'll have another service before the spring. The tires are probably going to last 15,000 in the rear, 20,000 in the front, the way I look at it, if I don't do any track days, which unfortunately my crazy schedule, I don't plan on it. It seems like when I do have free time, I'm making YouTube videos. But I know a lot of you are getting your car now, so congratulations, you'll love it. I think no matter what color you choose, or you know, even what transmission you choose, you'll love the car. I really like this stick shift. I think it's great. I really think this car is an awesome car. I think it is the second coming of the E46 M3, which I had one of those. I had a sunroof delete 6-speed manual Laguna Seca Blue E46 M3 that unfortunately was stolen, but that was an awesome car. And I had an Interlagos Blue E90 M3, the 4-door sunroof delete 6-speed as well. So they were both 6 speeds, my E46 and E90. All right, guys, that's the update. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share so we continue to grow the channel. And thank you for your continued support. I appreciate each and every one of you.